I'm Maysha with As Long As You're Breathing. And we're continuing with our show, the series we've been doing this month on Twin Flame, a journey of the heart for healing, happiness, wholeness, and happiness. Yeah, I forgot the order of them there, but I didn't forget why we're doing it. We're doing it because we want everyone to be living and loving in great big capital letters, as long as we're breathing.
As long as you're breathing, keep living. As long as you're breathing, keep living. As long as you're breathing, keep living. As long as you're breathing.
As you all know, I grew up as a singer-songwriter, and I love to include the music into what I do. And so I'm getting back to doing that too. So later I'm including at the end a song I wrote with a little play on words for the Twin Flame community, one called We've Got Shadow Work to Do. So that'll be at the very end. And I hope y'all will stick around and watch that and enjoy it. But we're here to talk about runner, chaser. I don't like those terms. I don't want to use those terms. But if you look online, you're going to hear a lot about the twin that's running and the one that's chasing them. This has to do with the level of consciousness each is at a time. Now, that does not mean, well, you mean one is lesser than the other. They're not at the higher level of consciousness. That has nothing to do with it. When you say the level of consciousness, it has to do with the level of awareness. And we all have different levels of consciousness. Even the most high vibrational don't have the awareness of consciousness about some things as their other high vibrational counterparts do. So we're all going to raise in vibration as the collective's level of consciousness rises. That's what the whole dawning of the age of Aquarius is about, is everybody raising in vibration. Now I can hear the 60s song, Beach Boys, good vibration is playing. I equate everything to music, y'all. But just because we're all high vibrational doesn't mean that we're all going to be in the same, our level of consciousness about things is going to be different. And we're to mutually respect that. So because one is aware that there's this connection and they're trying to get that connection to work, and the other one, for some reason, maybe or maybe not be aware of the connection, but isn't inclined to make it work, it doesn't make them runner chaser. They have different awarenesses. Energetically, they're at a different place. So that's why I don't like the term runner chaser. I am going to tell you, though, what was channeled to me about why runner chaser phenomenon exists. And I'm going to try to keep it simple. My guides have asked me to actually start every show with, in the beginning, there was energy, neither bad nor good, just energy. And so for this story, for what I was channeled, that applies. And energy began dividing. This is the sacred geometry of how the universe works. Now, at some point, all this division of energy, it kept evolving and experiencing and evolving, and it became conscious. It became aware. Now, at what point? I don't know, and they didn't tell me, but this goes back beyond what is fathomable for us. They're really talking about in the beginning, the very first universe, okay? So it finally got to a point where it was conscious and it wanted to experience itself. So these divisions that were happening, they were co-creative divisions. Co-creative meaning, yes, they're fully a part of the universe, but everything is one. So while it's fully the universe, we are fully a part of the universe. We are not totally consciously aware of that. Therefore, we are merely co-creating. We are not creating on our own. And we're never going to create on our own, no matter how aware we become, because we're still going to be one. Even though we're divided, we are still one. We are within that vastness, that container of oneness. We are all connected. What one does affects the other, the entire universe. So the planet being low vibrational affects the whole universe. That's why the vibration had to be brought up. And that gets into a whole lot of sacred geometry about how universes are formed, all of which has been channeled to me and is very interesting, but way too much for this. But so sacred geometry aside, now the parts that were conscious, these co-creators, well, they wanted to experience themselves. And that's where twin flame came from. The division was made then of each division so they could experience themselves, each other. They became two. One became two to experience each other during incarnations. All right? So this has gone on now and gone on and gone on for I don't know how long. Plato knew about it, okay? Plato himself was talking about twin flame. So all of history has known it. Greek mythology has known it, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't know how far back this happened. I don't know how many universes back it happened, but it happened and continues to happen. But when this one unit of the universe that's going to experience itself, this one co-creator part of the universe is divided so it can experience itself and then is coming back together in unification during, as a couple, during incarnation, that expands consciousness. Now, we came to a point in time where consciousness has become so aware. We are energy in motion, emotion, the vibrational frequency that we use to measure that also equates to our human emotions. And we want to now manage relationships better. So the co-creation that is to be happening right now is the 1 + 1 = 3 model. Before that, everything was one. So 1 + 1 = 1. And it still does. We are all still connected. And each individual one of us doing what we're supposed to do, being tuned, it's being plugged into our vibrational frequency, and here doing what we said we will do, and living healthy, happy, whole, complete, and having heaven on earth lives, causes stability in the oneness. So we have order instead of chaos. That is all still true. But another whole dimension of consciousness has become apparent to the higher vibrations. The way that in humanness, in incarnation, the way that they can stay high vibrational is if they understand that relationships should be 1 + 1 = 3. And that will create a new dimension of consciousness. The relationship becoming the third party in the union. So 1 + 1 = 1 is still true. Each one of us are part of the whole. So 1 + 1 = 1 is true. But to stay high vibrational, to maintain the higher vibrations, the way we should create our relationships, our interpersonal relationships, our relationship with self, because everything is about relationship in the universe. It's energy. When one thing happens, it affects another. It's energy. Is for us to be each healthy, happy, whole, and complete, which is what it takes for us to all be in alignment and for everything to be in order, not chaos, right? But add another dimension, add another container, add a third person to the relationship, a third dimension, another dimension to it, and manage the relationship there. So each person stays healthy, happy, whole, and complete. And this is where unconditional love comes in. Unconditional love means you don't hand somebody a set of conditions for your relationship. They are who they are. You should have attracted the right person in. If you didn't, you're going to know whenever you hand them, this is what I expect of me. This is who I am. I'm putting that in the relationship, in the container, in the other dimension that we coming together, any relationship, with your child, with your bosses, with yourself, with your animals, any relationship, your best friend. This is what you can expect of me. And then they put there, this is what you can expect of me in. Then you have a place where each of you has stayed whole and complete. You've identified one another. And this is where you can discuss the differences, the compromises. You can make compromises. But if it's not a positive energy loop where both are putting into it equally, well, then you know that you attracted them somehow. But it was probably something you don't have healed that brought them in. Or you would be in vibrational alignment with one another. And then once you determine that you're not, that the gratitude is still not being shown, that it's not a positive energy loop, but that one of you is putting energy in and the other one is not, that it's not in alignment anymore. And maybe it's just because you've moved down your timeline and you've both changed, so you're not in alignment anymore. Whatever the reason, once you've discovered that that's not in alignment anymore, then yes, it's going to hurt. You're emotionally attached to each other, but you're still healthy, happy, whole, and complete without them too. So you can say calmly, coolly, collected. Doesn't mean there may not be a few tears, or doesn't mean that you're not going to be hurt some, but it means you're not falling apart. This isn't working now. But if we're doing our energy management, and this is a relationship we want to be in a forever relationship, that's how we keep forever relationships. We know that's where I put my gratitude. That lights me up. That's a priority. That gets gratitude from me. Now, are there going to be days where something goes wrong and maybe you show a little less? Yes. But if that becomes the way that you live, that becomes how you start managing your energy, you're going to lose that. Because that person is healthy, happy, whole, and complete. And it's going to take your energy that you put into it to keep attracting that to you. And if you don't, a healthy, happy, whole, and complete person is going to say, hold on, I'm in an energy deficit loop, or an energy that is just draining me and not giving anything back. And the two of you can communicate about it, and you can get back in sync, or that person will walk away. Now, that doesn't mean that that person doesn't care, but that person realizes it's the respectful thing to do for both of you. You're not in sync anymore. You're not in the same vibrational frequency. So staying together is not the right thing for either of you. That's where runner chaser comes in, is they're not yet in sync. They're not yet in the same vibrational frequency. And one of the things keeping them from doing that is this is the point in time where the twin flames are coming back to all be together for sure. I've had that channeled to me multiple times now. We are incarnate now, if we are twin flame, to be with our twin flame. We agreed to that when we came back, and we did it to teach this model and to raise the vibration of the planet. Teach it by living it. Now, some of them will literally teach it, but just teach it by living it. And it's a beautiful model. Now, it takes those three to make one now. So the whole one, consciousness, the collective of consciousness just became higher vibrational. This is a quantum leap way of healing the chaos in our world. Yes, by adding a whole new dimension that is high vibrational. We up the vibration of everything. And the three, now it takes the three to make one. Every relationship we're in is a 1 + 1 = 3. So now we just added a whole new third and raised the vibration. You do this, you quickly raise the vibration of the planet. And we quickly gain more order and less chaos. It's a quantum leap for the planet. That's what Twin Flame are here for. No pressure there, right? Well, here's the problem. Over the time that they have been divided, they have become whole and complete. Consciousness has gone up and up. Awareness has gone up and up. Energetic awakening has happened. And they're like, hold on, I'm whole and complete and I rather like this. And now you're wanting me to come together and integrate back. Well, I'm not sure I want to do that. I don't want to lose me. I like being in relationship, but hold on a second. Integration? I'm not so sure about that. We talked about integration last night, I believe. So the one that's running, I don't like that term, but the one who's resisting the relationship has some sort of healing to do that's causing them to think on some level of consciousness, I will lose myself in this. When the truth is, it's exactly the opposite. You're not going into a 1 + 1 = 1. You're not being asked to do that. We're already that. You're being asked to add, and you're not being asked to do anything. You already agreed to do it. But what we're here doing, your partner is waiting for you to come together so the two of you form this whole new dimension of consciousness, which is going to be high vibrational. You know, I've been saying that it makes us exponentially magnificent couples. We just exponentially raise the vibration of the planet. That's pretty damn extraordinary. And that's the sacred geometry of what's going on with Twin Flame. Yeah, channel to me. That's the sacred geometry of it. So yes, for the people who say, Twin Flames, they're just here maybe to meet each other, grow a little bit, learn, and no. These relationships, these are amazing high vibrational relationships where people are practicing 1 + 1 = 3, actively doing true self-care. These people are high vibrational people, true twin flame relationships. These are high vibrational people, whole and complete in and of themselves, who have nothing but mutual respect for one another and everyone else in the world. And they're forming a new dimension of consciousness to raise the vibration of the planet and to be healthy, happy, whole, and complete themselves and to raise the vibration of the collective. Yeah, that's what they're here to do. But here's the problem. Until they're all healed, the dimension of the mind is like this integration thing. Now, you may not have even heard the word integration before, but instinctively, they both know that they're going to integrate. On a higher level, they both know. So here, some part of them knows instinctively, in the gut, in the heart, they know. Now, the mind comes here to be programmed. And the mind is programmed with status quo, societal programming. Gotta stand up for me and protect me. Me, 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 me. And whatever the people in the cheap seats are telling me to do, but then me. And so the mind is resisting this innate knowing that these relationships are supposed to exist, but the mind is resisting it. No, there's something, I don't know what it is, but it's something called integration, and I'm getting a whiff of it from the other parts of the body, and no, we're not going to do any of that. So that's literally what is going on. That is causing the dimension of the mind is literally fighting the heart space and the gut space, the other two minds, that know that these relationships are to happen. But there's so much damage to us, so much societal programming, so many expectations of others, so many traumas we've gone through ourselves that we don't transcend the mind and we let the mind stay in the way. And so one or the other is aware that the relationship needs to happen and the other one is going the other way. Because on some primal level, you've got the brain saying, oh, they're going to integrate us. We're going to lose our individuality. No. You're going to create a whole new dimension of relationship. That's why you have to transcend the mind and get in touch with the higher dimensions of self and the guides and the collective consciousness and source. So you can get the information. So when your heart gets lit up and says, oh, first time ever I saw that face, I knew I was supposed to do something with them. The gut's like, yep, I'm on board. I felt that. And when the mind says, I don't know about this, so y'all are acting like we're going to like do this, and I lose myself when I do that. I've been in lots of relationships and that doesn't work. That whole, no, I get lost in relationships. And the other two are like, no, listen to us. That's not what this is. This is high vibrational. This is energetically aware. We're going to rule the world here. And rule the world in a good way, not in a take over the world way, but we're going to rule the world through higher vibrations and make it healthy, happy, whole, and complete by each one of us individually plugging into where we're supposed to be, and the twin flames who are here getting together and exponentially speeding up this process. Now, I don't know about any of that. I haven't experienced that before. It's not computing. All I know is this is what I've been programmed with, and no. And so the relationship's not happening. Now, that is a very simplified way of putting it, because obviously whatever this person's mind knows that it's been through, whatever things it is it needs to heal and release from, whatever situations it has that really is not where sovereign of self, where everything in them is saying, this is where we're at energetically now. This is where our gratitude is supposed to be now. This is where our energy belongs now. Whatever it is that is preventing that has to be dealt with. And that's the healing that has to be done to put an end to one knowing they're supposed to be together and the other one not doing it, or vice versa. Sometimes it goes back and forth because traumas surface, something happens, and the one who just knew doesn't know anymore. And sometimes what happens there is, well, they've tried and tried. And now they feel totally disrespected and like they embarrassed the daylights out of themselves all that time. And they've done a lot of healing. And now they're like, you know what? I don't want to be treated that way. I am worthy of a relationship that's a positive energy loop. I'm worthy of that. And yes, I want it with that person, but I don't want to be treated the way I'm being treated. I don't want to be rejected all the time. So I've got to respect myself and not reject myself. And then I have to remove myself from that energy loop and put myself in a higher vibrational energy. And I will automatically go there by removing myself from that energy loop. Because once you show yourself that respect of, wait a second, I'm worthy of this. And I can't help if they don't see it. But I'm worthy. They're worthy too. And that is what I've been trying to show them. That they aren't seeing it and they're rejecting that. So this isn't working for either of us. We're not in vibrational alignment. The unconditional love thing for me to do is to stop being selfish and keep trying to put us in alignment, because that's what you're doing. It presents itself as selfishness. You don't mean to be. You're really just like, I'm just trying to get us together because I know what we can be. I feel it. I knew it. You don't have to know anything about the mission of Twin Flame. You don't have to know anything about sacred geometry. You don't have to be channeled any of that stuff. You knew it the first time ever you saw their face. You knew you belonged with that person. So yes, it's supposed to happen. But there's healing to do and there's things to deal with. And all of that is meant to be quantum leaped. That's why we now know the way to heal those things. For years, we've been doing psychotherapy. We have talked things to death. For years, we've been, oh, well, let's cope. That's how we handle things, is we cope. No, that's what we're healing from, is the fact that we've been coping. We've been staying in relationship, whether that relationship be a job, because you got a good job, you need to retire from there. I'm dying there. I've been there 20 years, 10 years ago. It lit me up. It was the world, but I've changed something in me. I get lit up about other things now, and I don't fit there anymore. If you can't leave that job, your dad retired from that company. Look how high up you are in that company. No, this is who you are and what you do. Who says? The people in the cheap seats. Well, it's the same thing with these relationships. You have been lit up, and whatever it is that's keeping you from this relationship or any other relationship that is obviously meant to be for you, that is healing you need to do, and you can quantum leap that healing. We now know, because we now have become energetically aware through doing your true self-care, which is daily energy management, and deciding for yourself. Go to the breath. Calm your system, your whole body down. No fight or flight going on. No elevated endorphins going on. No serotonin imbalances. None of those things. Calm down. Stop distracting yourself and ignoring the situation, because it's not going to go away. Calm down. Go within. Listen to the heart. Quiet the mind. That's what calming, that's what the breath does. Quiet the mind. Transcend that. Go to the heart space and get real with yourself. What lights me up? Oh yeah, it's that and that and that and that. I don't have those in my life. The gut's like, yeah, you nailed it. That's the things. And the mind's like, hold on, we can't, be quiet. You've been governing this long enough. Shh. I know your objections. I've got them. But the problem is, you've never been this far before. Mr. Conway Twitty song, by the way. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, we've never been this far before. So you don't know. So thank you for all the warnings you've been giving me. But we're in uncharted territory now. Well, I don't know about that. That's right, you don't. So shh, be quiet. Sounds schizophrenic, I know. It's not. It's what we should be doing. It's what we should be doing. This is our daily energy management. This is what makes me healthy, happy, whole, and complete. And it all starts with we're energy, emotion, energy in motion. What do I want to feel? Yep, that's how I want to feel, all right. So what do I have to be to do that? I want to be this. I want to be that. I want to be this. Yep, those are the things, all right. Because I want to experience the heaven on earth that I came here to. I want to plug into my vibrational frequency. I want to raise the whole vibration of the planet. So, now what's keeping me from it? What do I need to release? Is it I'm just too busy and there's not room for all of that in my life? Or have I got societal programming telling me if you can never have those things, you're not good enough for that? To have societal programming telling me, well, those are all, the energetically aware, and you're not. Well, you are now, because if you're talking about this, you're energetically aware. Are you as energetically aware as the person next to you? Maybe not, but you will be. So don't ever compare yourself to someone else and say, I'm not good enough to do that. I'm lacking in some way. No one is lacking. None of us are lacking. No one is lacking. You just are where you are. And when you come into yourself and you say, this is who I'm going to be, and then that's what you start doing, your vibration goes up, and you're more consciously aware, but you're still you, and you were worthy of respect before then. You're absolutely worthy of even more respect now, because you're growing and you're taking sovereignty of self, and you're going to be healthy, happy, whole, and complete by doing that in every area of your life. Now, I've said this before. The world keeps turning. Sorry about that. My eye is itching. The world keeps turning. It's not a Superman movie where you can't hit the stop button, spin it back the other way, go, no discreating, no changing what's happened. That's against sacred geometry, universal law. We can't do those things, folks. Sorry. It's only in the movies. So, life is going on. The life that we have attracted to us because of the vibrational frequency we've been in, because of our level of energetic awareness and consciousness at that time, is what we have. But this is where we want to go. So we heal, we release, we forgive, we do all the things I've been talking about in the other videos if y'all want to hear. And there's meditations for it too. And then we move ourselves there. We quantum leap it by going straight to, I'm going to forgive it all and release it all and move my energy. I'm going to call my energy back to myself across all time, space, universes, lifetimes, and dimensions. I'm going to call it all right here, right now. My energy is here, where I'm sovereign of self, and this is what I want to be, feel, and experience. And I don't have to fear this twin flame relationship. Mind, you've not been there, not done that. This is a whole other relationship. Well, they hurt you before. Well, they weren't consciously aware then either. And probably if I look at it, I hurt them somehow too. So what's that got to do with the price of tea in China? That's past traumas that I want to be high vibrational and rise above. Now, if they have not raised in consciousness, if they are still that person who is still vibrating at that level and therefore would repeat that behavior, well, then the mind is right. And if you want your vibration to go up, then you have to release that and go on. So if it's your past and you want to change your vibrational frequency, even if it's things that society is saying you cannot do that. Why? Because society is saying you can't. If it is not in vibrational alignment with you, it's not in vibrational alignment with you. Now, am I saying walk away from your kids? Of course not. But we're high vibrational beings. We can find creative ways to be with our children. We can figure that out. Am I saying walk away from your job when you don't have a way to pay your bills? No. But we're high vibrational beings. We can look for another job. We can get ourselves energetically into the place to get a different job while we still have that one, while life is still going on. We don't have to wait for someday. Well, someday we'll do that, because that's the mind. That's the mind slowing you down. Someday we'll do that. Oh yeah, they bought that one. We can hold that off a while longer. I can do this indefinitely. I've somedayed them their whole lives. Yeah, I got this. No, you don't. Because now we are energetically aware, and we know that's what you do. And we know we have a heart mind and our gut instinct, another mind. And no, you're not doing that anymore. There's always a way. Now I'm going to do a little James Kirk for you here, and I don't believe in the Kobayashi Maru. There's no such thing as a no-win scenario. Now you're saying, well, we actually die, so that's a no-win scenario. No, it's not. We're energetically aware. So we know what that means now is we still exist. We just transition back into a different frequency. And that energy that we are remembers everything about this lifetime and is still there. And interacting with the other energies that were here. So I don't believe in a no-win scenario. There's always an answer. But as I said in the last video I didn't always. Talk about a bear in a china shop, folks. I have been one. And talk about stuck. I have been there, done that. And again, yes, got the t-shirt, and I don't wear t-shirts. Yes, as y'all have figured out by now, I don't wear t-shirts, but been there, done that. And it'll make you physically ill, and you miss all the big living with great big capital letters. So these twin flames who are in this dynamic of not getting together, but one moving away from it, you see I'm trying to avoid those terms. They need to become consciously aware of all of this and start managing their twin flame relationship from the standpoint of energy management. As a matter of fact, we should be managing all of our relationships that way. But there's so many twin flames here now who are meant to do it, so it becomes the model that everyone else is following. So whether they understand it all and they become teachers of it, or whether they just live it out in front of people and people, oh wow, I want to be like them. What do? Oh, they have one of those 1 + 1 = 3 model relationships. Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, that's a good one. There's somebody that teaches about that. Yeah, that's another couple over there. They teach it. Oh yeah, I need that. It's the life I want. I want to feel that way. I want to be that way. I want to experience what I see that couple has. Yeah. So they're just not there yet. They just don't know yet. Now, what if one of them never finds out? What do? Well, they're certainly meant to. But we have all this butterfly effect going on because people are stuck and not in their vibrational frequency they're supposed to be. So the collective is in chaos. So we have chaos here too, because we have to fix the chaos here to get the collective out of chaos, because 1 + 1 still equals 1 in that way. But it's going to take the 3 to equal 1 to then add to the 1. Yeah, it's the beauty of it. I'm loving this whole sacred geometry thing that the universe has got going on. But anyway, if one of them doesn't know, don't keep being the chaser. You are worthy. And you can't raise your vibration yourself if you're staying in a situation where you're not treating yourself like you're worthy of being in positive energy loop relationships. You're not making your twin out to be a bad guy or girl. You're not doing the good guy, bad guy thing. You're simply saying, I know what I want in my life. I'm this vibration. It's here. I want to plug into that. I want to feel this way. I want to be this way. I want to experience this. And they don't. We're not in alignment. And I can try to keep this energy loop going, but this energy loop isn't working. It's working so poorly that they even call it runner chaser and have meditations about it at the wazootie online about how to get the runner to stop running. Those things don't work because they're sovereign over themselves, whether they know it or not. And they have to decide to. But I'm worthy. I'm energetically aware now that I'm worthy. They're worthy too. And I'm trying to show them they're worthy, but you can't show someone who isn't at the same consciousness you are. Doesn't mean you're better than them. You're just different states of consciousness, different planes of awareness. This person may be at a higher level of consciousness in every other way than you. They may have a higher level of understanding of many things than you've got about energy management. It just may be this one aspect of their life that they are a lower vibrational status right now. So it doesn't mean that somebody is bigger, better, any of those things. There's no places here for labels. When it comes to our relationship with the whole and with each other, there's no room for labeling like that. We're either in alignment or we're not. But if you want in your life to be at the vibration you're supposed to, You cannot try to stay in alignment with someone who isn't. It's going to lower your vibration, and you're not going to be happy, healthy, whole, and complete, especially if you've already had years of something like a fight, flight, or freeze syndrome, or any other issue. You can't be in negative energy loops. Your own self-care requires that you stay in positive energy loops for your own health's sake. Because we finally understand that if we get ourselves energetically in alignment and we take care of those things, we can turn that knob down and we can be healthier, happier. We can have the lives that we have missed all those years. So yeah. And the epidemic that there has been over the past 30, 40 years now of these syndromes that fit into this category, it's because at this point in time, all of these people are supposed to be here on the planet who are going to be high vibrational, and they're empathic. They're energetically at a vibrational frequency where they feel other people's energy. And we didn't know we were in energetic bodies. And we had all this societal programming and all these traumas, et cetera, et cetera. And so we weren't taking care of our energetic bodies. And that's how all these illnesses manifest. We got stuck. And stuck energy causes physical illness, mental illness, emotional instability, and spiritual crisis. Chaos. So we each have to come into order and be our highest and best good for ourselves and for everyone else, including the person that we know we're supposed to be with. Not because the universe says, but because we decided that before we got here. That's why the first time ever we saw their face, we were like that. But if they're not there, they're not there. And you can't stay there because of that. You can't. Or you will stay low vibrational yourself. And most of you have had something in your life that makes you understand this, that, hold on, I can't stay low vibrational. I don't function well there. That density does not sit well with the vibration I'm supposed to be in. I can't do that. I'm not happy that way. For those who haven't had the illnesses, that person recognizes I'm just not happy in that vibration. And I can try to be happy, but if I stay in this situation, try to stay in this energy loop that's not working for me, I can't really be happy because my happiness is at this higher vibration. So if you're that person, you can't stay there waiting for them indefinitely because you cannot be happy because your vibration of happiness is up here, not down here. And if you stay there, you're not going to be attracting the things into your life that you're supposed to be anyway. So we're just adding to the butterfly effect, adding to the chaos in the world, which we're trying to turn around. And you're perpetuating your own lower vibrational frequency. And so you're going down your timeline, but you're not living in great big capital letters. I know there's something missing. Now I'm high vibrational here, and that part of my life, yeah, capital letters. And this part of my life, capital letters. But yeah, there's something missing. I want to be happy. Okay? What lights you up? What's missing that lights you up? Because that's how you want to feel. What is it? Go within. Now, if you're twin flame, what you're going to find is, if you've met that person, if you've come across that person, it's going to be your twin. But there's all sorts of other things, because I'm talking about all relationships here, not just twin flame. This is the whole runner chaser thing with twin flame, is the one or both of them fear that integration on a primal level. They fear that integration means they're going back to just being one and they're going to lose themselves. No, you're going to a higher vibrational relationship. You're actually going to create a whole new dimension of relationship. You're going to be a 1 + 1 = 3. So once they can get to that energetic understanding of how the universe is exponentially raising the vibration of the planet, well, then that running, chasing, primal instinct should, all that should go away. It shouldn't be there to begin with, because we all should have understood energy management. And if we'd understood energy management, but we didn't. So we've got these illnesses, and then the people who don't have the illnesses, well, they've just got levels of their life, things that, yep, this is great, this is great, this is great, this sucks. But I've got the societal programming, I've got can't stop the world, and I've got these things in my life that for whatever reason you're holding on to. There's no such thing as a Kobayashi Maru. There's always a solution. And I'm someone who went for years not believing that. I knew. I could identify the things that were making me out of sync. I didn't know it meant low vibrational. I didn't know the energy management of it, but I could identify what the things were. I just thought there was nothing I could do about them. I was stuck. But the more and more I was channeled about energy management, the more and more I understood how the universe works, what energy management means, what having an energetic body means, about all of the chakras. The more I've understood this, the more I see we're never stuck. But we feel like it. And we can't judge those who feel stuck. But we can't wait for them either. Or we can't be in our own vibrational frequency we're supposed to be in. So yes, some go on and get into other relationships. And they put enough energy into it and get the energy exchange back, and they end up being happy enough to be in their vibrational alignment. It's not going to be the same. But some, they don't do that. You do other things. But regardless, you can't keep that energy in your life if it's a negative. If it's an energy deficit loop, you can't keep it in your life. You can't keep the runner chaser thing going on, which I don't want to call it that, but you can't keep this not in vibrational alignment going on. And you're not labeling one or the other bad. One's not better than the other. There's none of that. And no, it's not bad timing either. It may appear to be that, but our energy management is also our time management. When we are doing energy management, we have the time for the things that we are attracting into our lives that are meant to be there. Because we are doing it consciously, and we know I got to show gratitude to keep that. I got to show gratitude to keep that. Yes, I want that in my life. Oh, I want that too. Hold on. Do I have enough energy? What's energy management say? No, I'm going to have to release something to put that in my life too. Okay, what am I going to have to release? We do move on. There are things sometimes we release simply because it's time to release them. And releasing doesn't necessarily mean, when that's the kind of releasing we're doing, when we're making space, because it's not that it's bad, it's just it no longer fits in our timeline. It no longer is in sync with us. It's no longer in our vibrational frequency. What does it mean that you transmute that? Doesn't mean that you take that and you say, oh, that's negative energy, I've got to transmute. No, it doesn't mean that at all. It means you change your relationship with it. And you figure out what works. And all the other relationships that you've got, you look at those and you do the energetic management of them and say, hey, listen, I'm wanting to move down my timeline here, but I got this thing going on. And it's a good thing. It's something that I need to maintain some sort of energy with. But I'm making space for this change in my life, for moving down my timeline. And so you look at all the other types of relationships you have and you figure out how to do that. See, there's no such thing as a Kobayashi Maru. It's just a matter of getting out of our heads and the brain telling us that dimension of guardianship. No, we can't do that. What will people think? That's never been done before. Are you kidding me? You're going to tell them what? That you are energetically in sync with something else and you need to put gratitude there too. So you're shifting things in your life and you're going to keep that, but in a different way. Well, we've never done that before. That's not going to work. How do you know? You've never done it. Of course it's going to work because your frequency is going to go up. You're going to be a higher vibrational person when you do it. And whatever it is that's back there that you're bringing forward with you, that you're keeping, but just in a different way, it's going to benefit from the fact that you're now a higher vibrational person who's happy, healthy, whole, and complete. Yeah. Like when you change jobs and you move and all your friends, you don't get to spend as much time with them, but you don't totally release them. You don't transmute all that. But you go back on vacation and you see them. And when you're there, they're like, gosh, we miss you. We wish we spent more time with you, but wow, you seem amazing. And you all have a great time together. And their vibration goes up because they are in proximity with you. And you're pulling them in and it's raising their vibration. And they're like, wow, I can't wait till they come back. Wasn't that great? Yeah. Or whatever the situation. When we change our energetic attachments to accommodate and make space for the things that are going to light us up and put us in higher vibration, we are always doing the right thing. We are always moving ourselves down our timeline and raising our vibration. And raising our vibration is always the right thing. You're not going to be happy not doing that. Now, is there going to be some bittersweetness to it? Yes. Like in the twin flame scenarios I'm talking about. They're just not raising their vibration. They're not meeting me energetically. Well, you can't stay in that energy loop where you're putting all the energy in and they're not. You can't keep leaking energy to that. It just keeps your vibration down. You're not going to be happy that way. Now, I'm not saying you raise your vibration by getting another relationship. Maybe you do. But you stop putting your energy there and you go within and you find what lights you up and you move the energy to that. So whatever relationship you're talking about here, when you're stuck and the happiness you know you're supposed to have is running from you, that's how you get it. You don't chase it. You cut the energetic ties that are draining your energy. You reconfigure the ones that you want to keep, but you have to do it differently. And then you bring all your energy here. You call yourself back to yourself. All your energy to you. Sovereign over self, and your vibration goes up. And then you do find the happiness. Now, I believe that all twin flames are supposed to get together. So for the twin flames out there, I'm pulling for you. Use communication. I know some twins now that are, but they're very transcendent. And so they're able to understand this. And so once they understood it was energy management, they're like, hold on, we can stop this whole thing and we can quantum leap and heal our relationships by just talking about it. Now, granted, I've got some things to heal. So maybe we don't run off and get married and maybe we don't do that. Maybe it's going to take some time, but we can get there now because we can talk about it. We have context within which to talk about it. Our relationship just went from this old paradigm, this old dynamic to a whole brand new one. Oh, wait, that's what the whole point was anyway, right? We're going to get there. Just from having that communication. Maybe it takes a while. Maybe there are some things that you've got to deal with here. The planet is still turning though. And the longer you keep yourself in any situations that are not in the vibrational frequency of your happiness, the more you're perpetuating, you are self perpetuating that situation. Because whatever vibrational frequency you're in, you're attracting more of that to you. That's why we can't stay where we've got energy drains going. No matter how much emotional attachment we have to it, we have to turn that emotional attachment loose. We have to. Energy management. The only way we raise our vibrational frequency and ever have anything different is to stop doing what we've been doing. Einstein. Keep doing what you're doing and you don't get anything different, because you're just going to keep attracting more of it to you. Whatever your relationship, we're talking about a bad job. And by bad, I don't mean the job itself is somehow bad, but it's not an energetic fit for you anymore. Whatever it is. An example I used on a podcast the other day. Let's say you didn't think it through well and you got a puppy and you were in great energetic alignment with having a puppy. That thing was the cutest thing to you and you put all sorts of gratitude in it and it was all great, etc., etc. But now it's grown and it's not cute and playful anymore and your life has changed and that puppy is still amazing and wonderful. But you're not in energetic alignment with having the puppy. So you find the puppy a good home. Maybe your mom and dad take it, something like that. You go back and you see it as often as you can, but whatever. You find the puppy a good home, but the loving thing to do, it's not a loving thing to keep that puppy, which is no longer a puppy, and it's still expecting the same level of gratitude you were showing it, but your life has changed and you can't now. You change the whole situation so that it gets what it needs and you get what you need too. That's the loving thing to do. That's a real world example. Does it kind of hurt? Yeah, you love it, but it's better off in a different place than with you. You don't give it the attention you did, you don't have the time you did, whatever the change has been. That animal deserves better. So that's what you do for it. That's the loving, high vibrational thing to do. And then its vibration is going to go up because its new home, they're just thrilled to have it. And yours can go up then too. Bittersweet, because, oh, I loved it. Still do, but it doesn't work anymore. So our relationships with animals, our relationships with houseplants, our relationships with cars we don't take care of anymore, homes we don't take care of anymore. This works with everything. It works with everything. It's the model that works for everything because it's energy management and everything is energy. So whatever running, chasing you've got going on in your life, doesn't have to be twin flame. Those dynamics happen in all sorts of things. Chasing the job that keeps eluding you, chasing the friendships that keep eluding you, chasing the career goals that keep eluding you. Look at them from an energy management standpoint. You're overall a happy person, but at the same time, when you're alone, you're like, I'm going to make me happy. Okay, well, what is it you need to do that? What do you energetically need to shift to do that? Because that's how you're going to do it. To reach that vibrational frequency of happiness, to attract that into you, you have got to energetically make changes. That is energy management. Because the world keeps turning and life is dynamic, not static. So, the song I'm going to do for you now, I did, as I said, as a play on words for the Twin Flame community, but it applies to all of us. And it uses the word shadow work. That tends to be what we call when we have to deal with the things that we need to heal. There are shadows, not because they're the dark side. That's what a lot of people will say. That's the dark part of me, my shadow. I've got to go into my shadow. It's not dark. It's just your past. It's the energy you no longer want to be in. And it's negative because it's lower vibrational than the energy you want to be in. You want to come up. So you want to make it positive. Now, it may truly be a negative situation and you may truly have some dark things, but that's not what negative and shadow are about. But dealing with those things, understanding that to pull our vibration up, we have to let go of the things that belong in the shadows, or reconfigure how we are dealing with the things that we are going to bring forward. Well, the Twin Flame community, it's a play on words. And so I hope you all enjoy the song. And in the meantime, for everyone else, I hope you all enjoy it too. And I hope all of this is helping you. I hope you're seeing that there is no Kobayashi Maru. You don't need a stop button on the planet. We don't need Superman to twirl around backwards and go save Lois Lane. We don't need capes, but if you want a cape, you can wear one. No judgment here. I channel, so I'm not going to judge it. No judgment. And if someone's judging you, they're not in vibrational alignment with you anyway. That's the thing to remember. No matter how badly you want something, if it's not in vibrational alignment with you, it's not going to work if you had it. So be in the vibrational frequency that you're supposed to be in, the one where you're happy and lit up. And when that is in vibrational alignment with you, it'll come your way. And if it doesn't get in vibrational alignment with you, you'll eventually make space for something that does. You are making space by getting yourself into vibrational alignment and out of negative energy loops, energy deficit loops. Because as long as we're breathing, we should all be doing it in the vibrational frequency that lets us live in great big capital letters, because that's what we came here to do. And every time we do that and get ourselves closer and closer to where we're supposed to be plugged in, we're healing the whole world. We really do have the whole world in our hands, each and every one of us. I told you, everything's a song to me. We've got shadow work to do. Enjoy, you all. Little play on words here for the Twin Flame community, one called shadow work.
Forget the theoretical, don't need the esoterical. Reality's enough to blow our minds. Focus on the here and now, it's all that matters anyhow. It'll take us to our perfect place in time. We've got shadow work to do. Cover me with all of you. We've got shadow work to do. Cover me with all of you. We've got shadow work to do. The connected souls of twin flames meeting on the astral plane, so much more than fantasy to us. Quantum leaps through time and space. I close my eyes and see your face. You're not here, but I still feel your touch. We've got shadow work to do. Cover me with all of you. We've got shadow work to do. Cover me with all of you. We've got shadow work to do. The old soul I see in your eyes speaks the truth your mind denies, as your heart remembers who we are. Awaken to our destiny. If you choose fate or to be free, there still remains our eternal spark. And we've got shadow work to do. Cover me with all of you. We've got shadow work to do. Cover me with all of you. We've got shadow work to do. do. Cover me with all of you. We've got shadow work to do. We've got shadow work to do. Cover me with all of you. We've got shadow